moment the little girl stepped into my study, I felt something inside me go cold. Not because she was crying, not because she trembled, but because of the way she looked at me, like she knew something I didn't, like she had already decided my fate. Her mother, Claire, hovered in the doorway, hands wringing her apron, eyes red from long hours and even longer worries. But the girl, Lily, 7 years old, pale skin, white blonde hair and soft curls, a tiny dress with a stitched teddy bear on the front. She stopped right in front of my mahogany desk and whispered, "Mr. Harlow, I want to make my first wish now." My breath caught. She wasn't supposed to use the wishes yet. Not today. Not like this. And definitely not with that look in her eyes. That strange, unsettling mix of innocence and something else. Something older. Something knowing. Hello, everyone. Before we begin today's video, we want to thank you for your support, love, and kindness. We wouldn't have come this far without you. Subscribing is one of the best ways you can help us. It's quick, free, and allows us to continue to bring you great content. Your support means everything. Let's keep this channel growing collectively. Where are you watching from? Drop your city and country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Now, let's get back to the story. My name is Ethan Harlow. Billionaire, CEO, a man used to power and control. Nothing shocks me. Nothing unsettles me. Nothing gets past me. Until that night. It all began 3 weeks earlier. The day Claire collapsed in my hallway from exhaustion. She had worked for me for nearly 5 years. Quiet, loyal, polite, always grateful. Raising Lily alone after her husband abandoned them. When I saw her faint, body trembling with stress, I panicked in a way I hadn't felt since childhood. The doctor told me quietly, "Claire needs rest. Days of it, maybe weeks." I didn't want to lose her. And guilt, the kind I buried for years, clawed at my throat. So I made Lily a promise. I'll give you 3 wishes. Anything you want. No limits. Just ask. I meant it as a gesture of kindness. An innocent gift to brighten her small, heavy world. I never imagined she'd use her first wish the way she did. Now, in my study, Lily lifted her eyes. Her voice was soft, too soft. "Mr. Harlow, my first wish is," she swallowed. Her teddy bear dangled from her fingers. "I want you to take me to the locked room upstairs." My blood froze. The locked room. No one knew about it. Not Claire. Not any staff. Not even my family. That room was sealed for a reason. A memory I never wanted to face again. My heart thudded. "Lily, how do you know about that room?" She blinked slowly. Too slowly. "My friend told me." "What friend?" I whispered. She turned her head slightly, just slightly, toward the top of the grand staircase. Then she said something that made every hair on my arms rise. "The boy who lives in there." My stomach dropped. There was no boy in that room. There hadn't been one in nearly 20 years. Something was wrong. Terribly wrong. I forced a calm voice. "There is no boy, Lily. That room is locked," she finished. "But he says you left him there, and he wants to see you." Claire finally stepped inside, flustered. "Lily, sweetheart, don't bother Mr. Harlow. He's..." Lily didn't take her eyes off me. "Mommy, it's my wish." "He has to." Claire froze, staring at her daughter like she didn't recognize her. I swallowed hard. Whatever this was, whatever game or imagination this girl had, it wasn't normal. "Lily," I said carefully, "why do you want to go to that room?" The girl's gaze shifted downward, and then she whispered, "Because the boy said, if you don't let me in, you'll never be forgiven." My pulse hammered. Forgiven? For what? I had never told anyone. Never spoken of that night. Never said a word. So how could this 7-year-old child know anything? I tried to speak, but my throat was tight. "Lily," I finally managed. "Wishes can't bring back the past." Her head tilted. "I'm not bringing it back," she said. "I'm finishing it." A chill ripped through me. Finishing it? Before I could move, Lily reached into her small coat pocket and pulled out a rusted silver key. My key. The key that had gone missing 20 years ago. The key to the locked room. My voice broke. "Where did you get that?" Lily smiled. A small, eerie, heartbreaking smile. that didn't belong on a child's face. He gave it to me. The house felt suddenly too large, too quiet, too aware. Lily walked toward the door. "Come on, Mr. Harlow. We have to go upstairs now." Claire pressed a hand to her mouth. "Ethan, what is happening?" I didn't have an answer. All I knew was this. There was something in that room. Something I had buried in silence and fear. Something Lily should never be near. But she walked calmly to the staircase, climbing each step slowly, her tiny shoes tapping lightly like a countdown. I followed her, not because I wanted to, but because my legs moved on their own. At the top of the stairs, she stopped in front of the locked door. The air grew colder. She turned to me. "Are you ready to apologize?" My breath shook. Apologize to who? Her grip tightened around the rusted key. "To the boy," she whispered. "The one who says you left him there alone. The one who says you never came back." My blood ran cold. My childhood flashed behind my eyes. The fear, the guilt, the screaming memory I had spent my entire adult life trying to suffocate. Lily inserted the key. The lock clicked. A sound I hoped I'd never hear again. She pushed the door open. A slow creak echoed down the hall. The room beyond was dark, silent, undisturbed for 20 years. But someone or something was in there, waiting. Lily took a small step forward and whispered, "This is my first wish. Mr. Harlow, tell him the truth." The door creaked open fully. The smell of old wood, stale air, and something colder drifted out like a memory no one invited. Lily stepped inside. Alone, barely 7 years old. Her tiny figure disappeared into the darkness for a moment before a small hand reached back and curled around mine. "Come, Mr. Harlow," she whispered. "He can't talk to me alone." My lungs tightened. "Lily, no. You shouldn't be in here." She didn't look at me. "He said you'd try to stop me, but you can't anymore." Her tone was soft, not threatening, but chilling in a way I couldn't describe. I swallowed, stepping inside behind her. Claire stood in the hallway, trembling. "Ethan, should I?" "No," I rasped. "Stay out here. No matter what you hear. Don't come in." Her eyes widened with fear, but she nodded. I closed the door. Silence swallowed us. Only the dim hallway light slipped through the crack at the bottom of the door, brushing the dusty floorboards. Lily walked deeper into the room. My pulse hammered as she approached the far corner, where an old wooden crib sat, unmoved for 20 years, untouched, except now the blankets inside were slightly disturbed. My throat closed. It wasn't possible. It wasn't. "Lily," I whispered shakily, "don't touch." She stopped at the crib, placing her hand gently on the railing, and then she said, "He remembers you." My knees nearly gave out. "Who?" I forced a word out. "Who remembers me?" She turned slowly, lifting her pale face. "The boy," she said softly. "The one you left in here. Your little brother." My chest constricted. Brother? No. This wasn't happening. The memory slammed into me, my father's voice raised in rage. The storm outside. 7-year-old me hiding under the staircase. My baby brother, tiny, fragile, always sick, crying in this room. My father shouting, "He'll never survive. Stop wasting my time." My mother screaming back. Then a crash, a silence. And the next morning, the crib empty. My parents said he was taken to a hospital and died later that night. But deep down for 2 decades, I knew that wasn't the whole truth. The house always felt like someone had been left behind, forgotten. Now Lily stood in front of that same crib, her small hand brushing the old blanket with unsettling familiarity. "He said you didn't mean to leave him," she murmured. "He knows you were scared." Cold sweat slid down my spine. "Lily, who told you these things? Your mother?" She shook her head. "My mommy doesn't know. She's scared of this room. Everyone is." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "He talks to me at night. He says he's lonely. He says you're the only one who can help him go." My heart seized. "Go? Go where?" I asked carefully. Her blue eyes lifted to mine. "Where the other children go. The ones who wait too long." A shiver cracked through my entire body. This was wrong. Beyond wrong. I stepped toward the crib and stopped. The air in front of it shifted, like someone invisible had stepped between us. Lily's hair fluttered. Her teddy bear dangled, swinging ever so gently. "Mr. Harlow," she whispered. "He's here." My voice shook. "Lily, what is happening?" She didn't speak to me this time. She stared at the empty crib, expression calm, almost tender. Then she said, "It's okay. I'll tell him." A pause. A long, horrible pause. Then, he says, "You promise you come back. You promise you protect him from your father." My knees buckled. I grabbed the wall, breath ragged. 20 years of guilt crashed over me like a tidal wave. I choked out. I was 7. I couldn't help him. I couldn't. Lily nodded as if she heard someone else answer. "He knows. He forgives you. He's not angry." My breath trembled. Then she said, "But he's afraid." I froze. Afraid? Of what? Her head tilted, listening. And then her small voice came. "He says you're not alone in this house." My stomach plummeted. The room temperature dropped further. A cold draft curled around my legs. "He says she's coming," Lily whispered. I stared at her. "Who's coming?" Her next words nearly stopped my heart. "Your mother." I stumbled backward, pulse racing. "No, Lily, my mother died 10 years ago." Lily didn't blink. She didn't leave the house. She stayed, watching, waiting. My skin crawled. This was impossible. This was insane. This was... A soft creak echoed behind me. The floorboards. Moving. I spun. Nothing. Lily spoke again, her voice barely a breath. "She's angry at you for opening the room." My vision blurred with panic. "You need to get out," I whispered urgently. "Lily, we need to." "No," her tone sharpened. "She says you must stay. You must hear the truth." My heartbeat thundered, loud in my ears. What truth? Lily's eyes filled slowly with tears. And she whispered, "You weren't the one who left your brother alone." I froze. "You were the one who locked the door." My entire world tilted. "What are you talking about?" Lily swallowed. "She says you locked him in. You turned the key. You walked away." "No," my voice cracked. "No, I didn't. Lily, that isn't true." But Lily only shook her head. "She says you blocked it out. The trauma, the fear. Your father made you do it." My breath stuttered. Pieces of memories, broken, scattered, flashed violently. My father's hand on my shoulder, the heavy key in my palm. My brother crying, me crying, my father whispering, do it, or I'll hurt him worse." And then darkness. I had buried it, buried everything. Lily continued, voice trembling now. "She says your brother's spirit can't leave until you admit it, until you say it out loud." Tears stung my eyes. I didn't want to lock him in. I whispered. I was terrified. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a child. The air in the room brightened ever so slightly. The cold loosened. Lily exhaled shakily. "He heard you," she whispered. "He understands." Then, behind the crib, in the corner, the faintest sound. A soft, fragile sigh, like a baby's breath. Lily's lips trembled. "He's going now," she said, voice breaking with emotion. "He's finally going." A warm breeze brushed past my cheek, impossible in this old sealed room. Like a tiny hand touching me one last time. My chest cracked open with grief I didn't know how to hold. The air grew still, silent, and then Lily turned to me, her face pale, her eyes tired, her small shoulders trembling as if carrying a weight too heavy for her age. "Mr. Harlow," she whispered. That was my first wish. She stepped forward and took my hand. "And you have to be ready, because my second wish is even harder." My breath hitched. "What is your second wish, Lily?" Her eyes lifted to mine, calm, innocent, and infinitely knowing. "My second wish," she said softly, "is for you to open the other room." My stomach dropped. "There's another?" She nodded. "The one your mother died in." Evan couldn't breathe. His heart pounded as he stared at Lily. This small, pale, freckle-faced 7-year-old girl with trembling hands and eyes far older than her age should allow. For 7 years, he had believed Rachel died. For 7 years, he carried guilt he never dared speak aloud. But now her daughter stood in front of him. Her daughter who somehow survived. Her daughter who knew things only Rachel ever knew. And her daughter who was granting him 3 wishes. But the first wish, everything you destroyed, Lily had whispered, give it back. And somehow, some impossible, terrifying somehow, Evan's entire life had begun to unravel. His security system glitched. His bank accounts froze. His best investors pulled out. The chairman moved to strip him of power. It felt like someone was punishing him. But Lily, she just watched, like she expected it, like she knew it was coming. Evan paced across his marble living room, running both hands through his hair. Lily, he said, voice unsteady, I need you to tell me the truth. Are you really Rachel's daughter? Lily lifted her head. Yes. Did she survive the accident? Lily blinked slowly. No. His breath hitched. Then how? How do you exist? I told you, she said gently. I was hidden. Evan sat heavily onto the couch. Hidden? By who? And why? Before he could ask, Lily climbed onto the opposite cushion. Small, fragile legs dangling, voice barely above a whisper. Mr. Evan, I have to tell you something. Something my mommy wanted you to know before she died. His stomach twisted. What is it? Lily swallowed. Someone wanted her gone. The room froze. Evan's blood turned to ice. What do you mean? He whispered. Lily's eyes glistened. She didn't drive off the cliff. Someone tampered with her brakes. His heart slammed against his ribs. This is impossible. No one knew. But Lily cut him off. Her second wish, she murmured, is that you finally open your eyes. A gust of wind slammed against the windows. Thunder rolled like a warning, and Lily stood up, her tiny hands curling into fists. I wish, she said clearly, for the truth to be revealed. Instantly, Evan's phone buzzed. Then again, and again, messages poured in from his head of security, from the investigators he hired years ago, from the lawyers who told him the accident was unavoidable. A new file had surfaced, a recording, a confession, his breath stilled as he tapped play. A man's voice, the mechanic who serviced Rachel's car. She paid me, he whispered. The chairman's wife. She said the woman was a threat. She said she was pregnant and needed to disappear. Evan's entire world split open. The chairman's wife, his grandmother figure, his childhood benefactor, the woman who always protected him. She killed Rachel, and she tried to kill Rachel's unborn child. His knees buckled. Oh my God! Lily walked over and placed a tiny hand on his trembling one. I'm sorry, she said softly. I know it hurts, but Mom wanted you to know. She never lied to you. She never betrayed you. She died loving you. Evan broke, tears at the floor, like a quiet rainstorm. All these years, he blamed Rachel. He hated her memory. He'd punish himself and people around him. He hardened his heart into stone. But she wasn't the villain. He had been lied to, manipulated, blinded. And Lily carried the truth he never had the courage to face. When he finally looked up, Lily was watching him with soft, steady eyes. One more wish, Evan whispered. What do you want for the third? Lily hesitated. She walked to the window, looking out at the storm. Then she turned around slowly. I want you, Lily said quietly, to choose your own third wish. Evan froze. I don't understand. My mommy gave you a second chance, Lily said. She gave you me. She gave you the truth. Her lips trembled. I want to know what you want. For the first time in his adult life, Evan felt completely human. Not rich, not powerful, not feared. Human, and he knew exactly what his heart wanted. He kneeled down until he was eye level with her. I wish, he choked, trying to steady his voice, that you never have to feel alone again. Lily's eyes widened, then filled with tears. And I want, Evan continued, to be in your life, as someone who protects you, cares for you, and gives you the future your mother wanted. If you'll let me. Lily let out a shaking breath and threw her arms around him. I wish for that too, she whispered. Lightning flashed outside, but inside, for the first time in 7 years, Evan felt light. A week later, the chairman's wife was arrested. The confession went public. Rachel's name was cleared. Lily was enrolled in the best school in the state. Evan bought her a room full of books because she said reading made her feel close to her mom. He took a step back from his company. He started therapy. He rebuilt everything he once destroyed. And every night before bed, Lily asked the same question. Do wishes run out? Evan always answered the same way. Only if you stop believing in them. And Lily would smile, small, sleepy, and safe, because she knew, finally, her mother didn't die for nothing. Her 3 wishes weren't about revenge. They were about healing. And in the end, Lily wasn't the one who saved Evan. She was the one who gave him someone to become.